Alright people, in case you haven't seen the news because you live under a rock or something, Twitter is all people seem to be talking about these days, which is not a surprise. If journalists live in Twitterville and it gets a new king who dissolves their oligarchical playhouse, they will throw a hissy bitch fit. Now, Elon has come out and polled the Twitter audience asking should he step down as head of Twitter, and he will abide by the results of the poll. As well as Elon being Elon, throwing out other puzzling tweets such as the saying goes, be careful what you wish for, as you might get it. As well as, those who want power are the ones who least deserve it. I agree with him on that last part, though. Now, naturally, you expect the legacy media to lose their mind and flood every creature with a phone and a pulse to get on Twitter and vote yes immediately, because they are incredibly desperate to get Elon the hell away from Twitter so they can, prop up another sackless piece of crap like Dorsey who has no spine to take it up the arse for the FBI. Now, I said this before, and if I haven't, why the hell not? But Elon is not a stupid man, and I have no idea what on earth is going on behind the scenes. However, I do not believe this man is going to jeopardize a $44 billion purchase without some kind of a plan in mind. However, he has said that he has no one else lined up, nor as of making this video has that position changed. Although he has said in the past that running Twitter was never his MO, he's just the temporary CEO to clear the place of all its fattening clutter. It just so happens that the vast majority of said clutter appeared to be those of the XX variety, much to our memeing amusement. Now, a curious tweet popped up from our boy Lex Fridman. Fun suggestion, let me run Twitter for a bit. No salary, all in, focus on great engineering and increasing the amount of love in the world, which is a bit cringe, Lex, but anyway. Just offering my help in the unlikely case it is helpful. To which Elon replied, you must like pain a lot. One catch, you have to invest your life savings in Twitter, and it has been in the fast lane to bankruptcy since May. Still want the job? To which Lex replied, yes, we'll turn it around. Now, never mind the fact that it's been going bankrupt since May and Elon offered to buy the place in April, which is already quite suspicious in itself, but that to me looks like the next CEO of Twitter could potentially be Lex Fridman. Now, all jokes aside of, putting an AI in charge of Twitter, which actually would be kind of based, my only reservation is Lex is a nice guy who needs to come to terms with the fact that you can't mold good behavior on social media. Jonathan Haidt, who he had on his podcast, pretty much said this to Lex. What you want social media to be is a pipe dream. It can't happen. The mechanism on social media cannot work as a business with your intended goals. I'm very happy that the next CEO could very well be Lex, another engineer. I am just a bit worried that Lex is going to destroy his life trying to use it for the purpose it was never intended to, even if his intentions are very well meaning. Peterson weighed in as well, saying he is pro-Lex, and if there's anything he could do to help, he is all in. Jordan, if you want to help, then cut the crap of peddling your stupid seeds of digital idea and bashing internet anonymity. If you can't lay off that, I don't want you anywhere near Twitter. That is a stupid position that damn near anyone with sense rightly criticized you for. I'm still pissed off that Twitter asks you for a damn phone number. That to me is still BS. Now, as far as the poll goes, I have no idea when Elon is going to step down or what's going to happen, but here is my take. Elon is not someone that fires from the hip very often. The man's head moves at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he is not going to put out a poll with the result that produces an answer that he can't deal with because that's too stupid for him to do. Now, someone tweeted something at him that did raise my eyebrow for a pause, but it's a good pause. They asked him, now that the oligarchy is dismantled, are we going monarchy or with the popular choice of Magic 8 Ball, which in the Aristotelian political speak is, now that the rule of the few has been dismantled, are we going with the rule of the one or the rule of the many? His reply, monarch using Magic 8 Ball. So rule of the one with the rule of the many mandate, which is pretty damn close to what Mulbach said Twitter needs to become to be a threat to the present regime. You need absolute centralized power with the power of the masses to move it. And it is essential that the power be centralized in the absolute monarch. Because we could see what happened when Dorsey became a total cuck and outsourced the power. It went rogue and moved behind the scenes, and he lost total control. We aren't moved by groups or by crew or council. This is how power gets penetrated and subverted. Like Mulbach said, if you fraction centralized power, you birth factions that battle for the power. This is exactly how Twitter became the pawn of the deep state. Power must be exclusively held by the absolute monarch. Do not listen to these jackasses who whine, oh, this is too much power for one person to handle. Bullshit. They have no problem with other places being handled by one person as long as that one person shares their ideology. Then they don't give a damn. Now, what it looks like, what Elon is trying to do, is the classic trick that keeps a democracy submissive. If you read power books, and Dankela mentioned this in his last video, as well as saying overthrowing democracy and those who don't recognize the democratic government's authority in Germany are based, which is correct, and that monarchy is objectively better than democracy. Very based Scottish man. But he points out, in the monarchy, all of the ire generated by the public is laser focused on one particular individual for a long, long time, and the animus builds, and the king can get overthrown. Whereas in a democracy, the regime behind the scenes is what really fuels the ire of the population. Because it's public, the state grows exponentially. But it has a public face that doesn't really control this enormous bloated bureaucracy. But every couple of years, it hits that refresh button to give people the illusion that change has happened, with people that are universally despised and mistrusted as the biggest lies in all of society next to frickin' lawyers. But for some reason, they're gonna make all the difference this time around. And this is all done to keep the peasants from revolting, because in reality, democracy is nothing but a well-seasoned giant Orwellian contraption. Now, how on earth this will operate in the business world, I have no frickin' idea. It does seem more like the British government in the sense that the CEO is the Prime Minister and the owner is the King or the Queen, where any action needs to be signed off by the King or the Queen, who can, in theory, dismantle the apparatus if they deem it necessary. So all we can do now is wait to see what our monarch does. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.